Hello everybody, Jet here, and welcome to Battle 2 of my set of 3 battles with ShadowOnline Gaming. We're just watching the replay here, guys. I'm going to be watching from his point of view because I lost my replay files when I reinstalled my computer. I've been having a few PC issues, as I'm sure some of you can remember. I'm going to pause this straight away. Now, I'm not going to look at his forces too much because obviously I am actually the High Elves here. Now, we've gone for a fairly generic setup. Spears, normal spearmen. We've got some dragon princes, which I've never really used before, which are good. We have Tyrion as well, and obviously we have Loth and Seaguard. You cannot have a high elf army without Loth and Seaguard because they are exceptional. Now, as I was saying, this is the second of 3 battles which I'm doing with ShadowOnline Gaming. The first one is in this playlist. It might be linked below in the comments. I'll try and remember to do that. If I don't, shout at me, please. There is also a link to ShadowOnline Gaming's channel down there, guys. So feel free to jump over to his channel to see his take on this as well, guys. He does this with various YouTubers as well. So first things first, guys. We're just getting ourselves into position. He's got a fairly good sort of generic force over here as well. He's got mortars, which are a pain. He has some good lords, Jade Wizards, a warrior priest, and a Boris Toddbringer. And he's got a fairly generic infantry army, some handgunners, and Reichsguard, who I don't believe they are, kind of their equivalent to my guys, but they're not quite as good. Now, I'm starting by moving my cavalry out here to skirmish him. I'm also moving forwards because, well, in fact, I'm moving forwards because he's got the artillery. Now, Shadow is actually starting moving forwards a little bit there. I think he's going to tweak his formation slightly. No, he's not. Now I've got a little horse here with nobody on it anymore running off the battlefield because I think he got hit by something. I would suspect. I don't think my guys just fall off often. So yeah, we're still moving forwards. Now, one thing I did notice here is he's got his handgunners positioned right behind his formation. I thought this is why he'd done his formation here, so he could shoot through the gaps nicely. However, as we move in, we'll see he does go into more of a traditional line, so he actually loses some use of his handgunners, guys. And one thing I would always recommend is, yes, having handgunners like this is good, but you always want to leave a gap for your handgunners. Now I've got into range with my Loth and Seaguard. So he is being forced in, and I am battering his troops with my Loth and Seaguard. Now, I'm actually hitting his Lord at the moment, which I possibly was a bit of a waste. But we're also gonna go between troops. Now, he's quite lucky there because of the angle. He's actually managed to shoot over a little bit. But generally, your gunners won't shoot over your units unless they've got a clear line of sight. We're also bringing our cavalry in here. He's counter-cavalrying me, but my cavalry is already behind him, which is very dangerous. And my cav are going to win these fights. I'm not going to focus on them too much. And we're getting engaged in our front line here. Now, these swordsmen are going to do slightly better than my spearmen. We've also got Tyrion in here who is going to start battering them. But we've also got my archers back, and we're starting to separate them so we can shoot into the edges. So we're actually not shooting directly over, we're shooting edges so that we can actually do more damage. Now back here, my cavalry are cleaning up nicely. We've got another hero in here, but our cavalry are winning nicely. And actually, the Reichsguard are trying to be pulled out here, and we're hitting their gunners who are managing to shoot over the top here. Again, he's quite lucky here because of the angle he's managing to shoot over. But generally, if you've got gunners, what you want to, these guys can't shoot because they're too close. So he either needs to have left a gap for them to shoot through, which is a valid technique, or get them around the side. If he had all his gunners at the side here, they would be ripping into me, actually. So again, it was a little bit of a tactical mistake there. But again, it's also dangerous to have them on the side. Now, my archers here are beginning to really, the shots going into the sides of these guys are really beginning to pay dividends for me here, as we are breaking his guys. They're taking a lot of fire, and my archers are exceptional. I'm not wanting to sound boasty, but they are. They're really good, solid archers. It's not my archers, it's just Loth and Seaguard are such good archers here, and they're being used in a very good thing. And even if I got these guys in melee, they're fairly decent in melee as well. So especially if he'd got his cav around, I could actually use these guys because they are actually good anti-large as well. We're not the best, but they're reasonable. Some of my guys are breaking off as well, but now, you know, his front line has disintegrated, which is actually good for me because my archers are now able to shoot around the place with a lot more impunity. He's only got a couple of units here. His wizard, who's going down, and his swords infantry, Sigmar's sons, and they're unbreakable, so they're not going to break here. And right now, I've got my I'm trying to take out his artillery because they're our biggest worry now. So my guys are on them. These guys are actually just twiddling their thumbs a little here, and we've got some infantry here. But now we're getting them involved, and we're just driving off his artillery, which is the biggest threat here. We're just finishing off the mage. Now, Tyrion is actually taking a battering here, which I was a bit surprised by, because he's a very good melee lord. So he's struggling here. We're moving up these guys behind into these. Basically, we're going to smash this unit between. He's also going to hit me from behind with Boris here. Which is good, but by engaging these guys from behind, you know, they're going to struggle more because obviously they're surrounded, which gives them debuffs, so they're going to have a lot tougher a fight here, and you can see they're going down. Boris is coming in and doing his job, but it's too little too late for this unit. Actually, I say that, they're holding reasonably, and he's done the same to me. But now the Reiksguard are coming in. Over here, we've just got our archers going away. Not our Reiksguard, our Dragon Princes are going to smash in here. And you've watched them batter over, and they're going around. And that's it. These guys are now breaking easily. Over here, there's a couple of units he's just turned and brought back in, who were off to the side. But my archers are smashing them, and we're going to turn straight onto these, I believe, and hit them. Oh. But they're going to engage us quickly first. And they do quite well. But again, they're not going to last long there. This battle is pretty much now, it's just cleaning up for me. I've driven off or destroyed most of his forces. And my archers have done a lot of damage in this battle. In this battle, the entire victory here, guys, was down to my archers. And what my archers did. So, you know, I love archers as the high elves, and if you're playing high elves and you're not using archers, you're doing it wrong. I'm sounding a little arrogant there, but okay, you can probably play quite successfully without archers, but Loth and Seaguard are truly exceptional. They are extremely powerful units, and right now, this is literally just finishing off. He became a pincushion there. He didn't break, and now it's literally just Boris here, who is fighting to his last in this massive troops here. To be fair, there's not much going on. They're just basically poking him with spears every so often. But no, we're just moving everything in here, and he's going to break shortly because he's completely surrounded, and he is the last guy. So these guys haven't broken just yet. Now they're gone. And he is literally the last guy on their side. So you can guess how this is going to go. This is 30 seconds of poking Boris with spears until he actually goes down or runs away. So not much to watch here. He does still do quite a lot of damage. I think it's mostly his guys on the ground here. There is definitely a couple of elves there as well. But no. And he is now going to start breaking, and that is the end of the battle here. And this was our victory. So, obviously, guys, the first one we lost. Now, ignore this. I am watching Shadow's video, as I explained earlier, because I lost my saves when I reinstalled my videos when I did my reinstall. So I do hope you've enjoyed this, guys. As I said in my first video, this is something a bit different for me, doing a bit of commentation on a battle like this. So please throw comments and feedback down in the comments, guys. Or jump onto my Discord and do that. There is a link to my Discord in the comments and the description. So please give feedback on there. There's also a link to my Twitter and my Patreon down there as well. And a link to ShadowOnline Gaming's channel as well. So you can see. I'll also try and link directly to his video of this once it's up. If it's up before me, I'll do that. If I don't, please remind me. Please jump over to his channel as well if you have enjoyed this. See what he thinks of this. His commentation might be different, so it'll give you a different perspective on this. Also, he does this with a lot of other YouTubers, guys, so it's a good way of seeing a few new people. If you want to see lots of multiplayer battles, do that. Again, I'm not saying I'm good at this, I'm not saying I'm bad at this. I don't really do much multiplayer. When I do, I tend to get beaten, but I think me and Shadow are kind of at a level. So, as always, guys, though, I do hope you have really enjoyed this. Thank you very much for your time.